We all have a responsibility to our planet. Recently, our society has fallen so deep into our consumerist lifestyle that we forget what the consequences are. Being environmentally conscious and respectful has been sacrificed for the sake of convenience, but our choices affect more than just ourselves. Working towards a sustainable lifestyle is critical to the well-being of our planet. Of course, you have to start small in order to get big change. In 1972, the FDA conducted 50,000 food safety inspections. In 2006, the FDA conducted 9,164. Standards in food production are dropping, and corners are being cut to promote efficiency over quality. Did you know that the average hamburger contains meat from nearly 100 cattle? Meat production in itself is a large issue that affects our health and our environment. Cows are born to eat grass, but instead they are fed corn, since corn is subsidized and cheap to make. As a result, force-feeding cows this corn makes them ill, which is why they need to be on antibiotics. As meat eaters, we are often eating these sick cows. One of the most pressing issues in food production is wasteful packaging. This is another example of convenience having priority over more sustainable options. Did you know that there are 4 layers of packaging for tea leaves, including a tea bag, paper sleeve, tea box, and plastic lining for bags? Many companies try to make their products conveniently healthy by having pre-sized, individual, healthy sizes. However, these tend to mean more waste for the sake of convenience. From this mindset stems other issues in the food production industry. American society has a very on-the-go attitude. Who has time to stop and read every ingredient in the food we purchase? We trust our corporations, but often we are being deceived. Most of the food we pick up at our hometown grocery store still has images and the deception of small farmers and organic production, when in reality, most of our food is being massively produced in very unpleasant ways. The truth is that 70% of processed foods contain genetically modified ingredients, and most people may not know they are eating genetically modified food every day. In dairy, claims are made that maybe don't make as much a difference as you might think. For example, there is no such thing as hormone-free milk. All milk is biologically produced with hormones from the cow itself. Companies use taglines such as hormone-free or steroid-free on products to gain a competitive edge when in fact these chemicals are never added because it is prohibited by the USDA. Knowing what is in your food is only the first step to being aware. Knowing where your food comes from is also an important element in order to reach sustainable living. To have such a convenient feast comes at the cost of pollution, especially the output of carbon dioxide, the main global warming gas. Long travel time means more ships, planes, trucks, and more oils and greenhouse gas emissions. Also, having to ship foods from faraway places also requires a large amount of packaging to maintain freshness. The energy used to import food often outweighs the energy value of the food itself. As consumers, we have power. Purchasing power to make a change. Urban agriculture is the growing of plants and the raising of animals within and around cities. Urban agriculture increases the amount of food available to people living in cities as well as allows fresh fruits, vegetables, and meat products to be made available to urban consumers. A quote from the Community Food Service Coalition states, "Community and residential gardening, as well as small-scale farming, save household food dollars. They promote nutrition and free cash for non-garden foods and other items." Slow Food was founded to counteract fast food and fast life, the disappearance of local food traditions and people's dwindling interest in the food they eat, where it comes from, how it tastes, and how our food choices affect the rest of the world. You can make simple changes in your own life to promote a sustainable lifestyle, like buy fresh food as opposed to convenience items or packaged items with a long shelf life. Buy in bulk and create your own individual serving sizes. Individually packaged items create more waste. Look for biodegradable packaging such as cardboard or cornstarch-based containers rather than bulky plastic or polystyrene. Buy fruits and vegetables loose or in paper bags. Most people don't know that meat production creates methane gas. It takes half a gallon of oil to grow the corn, and it takes huge amounts of land and water. The average person in the U.S. eats 200 pounds of meat per year. If the rest of the world wanted to eat the amount of meat they do in the U.S., it would take 2.3 more Earths. Food author Michael Pollan states, "What happens on your plate represents your most important engagement with the natural world and the biggest impact you have on climate change." For some, it may be hard to make substantial changes toward a sustainable future for food production and labeling. We know it is unrealistic to ask everyone to go vegan or to invest in large sustainable projects to better the effects on environment. To start, simple consumption can make change. In order to head towards sustainability, it begins with awareness, follows with choice, and ends with change. By becoming aware of what you consume and how it affects both our health and the environment in which we live, we can begin to make our own choices on what we consume and purchase. You have a choice, so make decisions that will lead toward change.